starts now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko, and we begin tonight with that brazen biker tracked by police riding, they say, at up to 124 miles an hour. Alma McCarty's across this for us tonight. And Alma, you've looked through minute after minute of video evidence, and it sounds like this may not have been a one-time thing.
Yeah, David, deputies got multiple calls about this guy over multiple days, and because he was driving at those speeds, the only safe choice was to track him down by plane.
Watch the white dot on your screen. It's a motorcycle being tracked from the sky, deputies say, at speeds of well over 100 miles an hour.
Seem to be always in the same area and at the same time, so mostly morning and evening commute times.
Detective Shannon Wild with the Washington County Sheriff's Office said the calls from frightened commuters started coming in about 2 weeks ago. Concerned citizens all describing a dark motorcycle speeding down Highway 26, weaving in and out of traffic almost daily.
Once law enforcement was pretty sure where the person was going or the area they were going, they set up a proactive mission to see if they could catch him driving using our airplane, because that's much safer than trying to follow a motorcycle that's going 120 miles an hour.
That mission kicked off early Friday morning.
Yeah, well, Air 5, this guy's definitely worth stopping. He's moving, going around 90.
Airborne investigators got eyes on the motorcyclist around 5:25.
Okay, well, this guy's going over 100. He's just passing cars on the left and right. From what I've seen, I have PC for reckless.
Reckless and still revving the engine.
Air 5, he just split cars again. He's in the right lane now. He's weaving back and forth between cars.
It wasn't long before the motorcyclist left the highway.
He took the Brookwood southbound exit.
Heading south.
He's splitting past cars right now. Looks like he just ran the light. He is eastbound.
Before pulling into this parking garage at the corner of Dawson Creek and Chute. Deputies took the bike and arrested 23-year-old Alex Gherkin of Vancouver for reckless driving as well as DUII.
Clearly, this guy was driving that way to and from wherever he was going every day, which we can't have someone doing that.
It's worth mentioning that no one was hurt. The sheriff's office is asking the public to contact them if they either saw the suspected biker or recorded video of him on 26 over the past couple of days. David?
Just glad everybody is okay. Thank you, Alma. Well, let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri now on the other big story we're tracking tonight, the heat wave that is headed our way. Joe, let's start with the weekend, though. How's it looking?
David, the weekend is going to be looking really nice. We're looking at clear skies right now, temperature of 63 degrees. But heading into tomorrow morning, yeah, we're going to be seeing a little bit more of that onshore flow with some morning clouds. But temperatures for Saturday are going to be in the low 80s. But heading into Sunday, that's when things really start to warm up with daytime highs right around 90 degrees. It gets even warmer heading into the early part of the week. I'm expecting to see temperatures soar into the mid 90s heading into Monday, and then by Tuesday, there's a good chance we're looking at temperatures close to 100 degrees. So 90s basically Monday through Friday of next week. 100's likely for maybe 2-3 days. And as we look at the overnight lows, they become uncomfortable a good part of next week, especially throughout parts of the metro area where you have that urban heat island. Yeah, we're going to be looking at temperatures right around the mid to the upper 60s. So you kind of get the idea. We're not going to be seeing much of a cool down over the next couple of days. And as we look at temperatures to start off tomorrow morning, right around the mid to the upper 50s. By lunchtime, we'll be looking at temperatures close to 70 degrees on our way to right around the upper 70s, low 80s throughout much of the metro area. And coming up in my detailed forecast in about 10 minutes from now, David, I'll talk more about the timing and just how long this heat is going to be staying with us.
Sounds like it could be a while. Thanks, Joe. We'll see you in a few. Preparations already underway in Multnomah County for cooling centers. County officials expect to announce their specific plans on Sunday based on the latest forecast. Now, warehouses are stocked, they say, ready to go with pallets of supplies, potentially to overnight shelters as well if it seems like things won't cool off enough at night.
It depends on the type of location, but a shelter location, we have 190 different items that we would send to a shelter. So it's everything from water to wheelchairs.
So right now we're preparing for the potential of overnight cooling shelters, and also keeping in the back of our mind that if we need to just do cooling centers, which go into the the late afternoon and evening hours.
Emergency managers say now is the time to connect with heat-vulnerable neighbors or family and make a check-in plan. Multnomah County also has a help for when it's hot webpage, and you can also call 211. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. Crews found a body while investigating a fire in Portland's Lloyd district, though it appears the person did not die in that blaze. Police say it appears the person died of natural causes. The medical examiner is going to have to confirm, though. The fire broke out at a residence at Northeast 6th in Halsey just after 11 last night. Firefighters got reports that someone was trapped inside, though they say that person made it out safely. No word yet on the cause. Well, new tonight, a grand jury has found the shooting death of a teenager by 3 Salem police officers justified. On July 13th, 16-year-old Robert Brown was shot and killed by police on Oak Park Drive Northeast. Investigators say Brown was wanted in connection to 2 shootings in the Salem area. The grand jury heard that Brown fired his pistol first before officers returned fire. 1 officer was hospitalized, but will be okay. A former Westland police sergeant was sentenced today for his role in a bogus investigation of a towing company worker. Tony Reeves was convicted of official misconduct in the 2017 investigation of Michael Fesser and sentenced to 18 months probation. Now, Fesser says his boss at A&B Towing got police to arrest him as retaliation after he complained about a hostile work environment. His boss was friends with the then Westland chief of police. Reeves was the officer who arrested Fesser at the request of the chief. They have both been stripped of their authority. Well, tonight we are taking a closer look at Oregon's hospital capacity crisis. Now, we've been reporting for weeks that people should only head to the ER in a true emergency. As the impact of fewer beds and staff grows, so do those calls. As Catherine Cook shows us tonight, some first responders now have to drive patients up to 100 miles out of Portland just to get emergency care.
It may feel like the pandemic is over, but the system is really suffering from dramatic aftershocks from the pandemic.
For proof, Becky Hultberg points to the numbers. She's president of the Oregon Association of Hospitals and Health Systems. As of Friday, she said 506 patients were essentially stuck in Oregon hospital beds, waiting for space to open up in post-care facilities.
That is one of the things that is creating this capacity crisis. So we have people boarding in the emergency department, people waiting for transfers to a higher level of care that bed is not available for them.
And the ripple effect is expanding. Take ambulance services. American Medical Response tells KGW that their EMTs are dealing with longer wait times for patient transfers. In a statement, an AMR spokesperson said, ambulance crews continue providing high-quality patient care either in the ambulance or in the receiving areas of the emergency department. However, ambulances held at local emergency rooms with patients cannot respond to other 911 calls. Some fire departments also provide ambulance transport services, including Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue. They tell us over the last year, there have been times when hospitals in the Portland metro area haven't been able to accept patients in their emergency department. So TVFNR has had to take them as far south as Eugene.
The healthcare system is just backed up right now. It is slowly grinding to a halt.
Hultberg says they're working with the Oregon Health Authority and the governor's office on short-term solutions to help free up capacity. She looks back to when the state provided incentive payments to adult foster homes to take patients, and when hospitals formed decompression units, nursing homes contracted to take patients ready to be discharged.
Everything's on the table because we recognize that right now is actually a slow time for hospitals. We have to address this capacity problem before we get to the fall, when we typically see higher numbers because of the seasonal flu.
In Southwest Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.